A scary day for residents here in Middlebury now that we know for a fact it was a tornado. A man in his early 20s was shot in the head and he is in critical condition right now at UVM Medical Center. They believe that this was intentional, that he was shot from a close range. Matt Castelli accepting the Democratic nomination for New York's 21st U.S. House District just before 10 o'clock tonight, saying he's ready to put up a fight. And there are a few unmarked police cars and a Concord, New Hampshire crime scene response vehicle. They've been here for the past hour or so on Patchen Road in South Burlington. The Congresswoman just stepping off stage after she declared victory in the 21st Congressional District. And now the celebrations here inside the Queensbury Hotel are beginning. I want to give you a look at what this scene looks like right now. You can see plenty of people behind me. This isn't his first run-in with the law. That was in 1966 in Middletown, Rhode Island. Local newspapers there say that he was sentenced to 6 years. Like, they believe that this incident is isolated and they still believe that Jay Wilson is in this home. Massachusetts State Police say a man believed to be 34-year-old Matthew Davis was shot and killed by police here in Vermont tonight. A federal judge in New York announced a decision today to overturn key provisions of the state's gun laws. October 15th marks 16 years since Donald Messier went missing. That's just 10 days from now. And for years, this community has been wondering what happened to Donnie. He says they're doing the best they can to patrol the park, and community support liaisons are in constant contact with the people living around the area. Now here in South Burlington, there's only 2 women that are still behind me doing so, but they're trying to get to every last voter. I received one of these in the mail the other week, and I was surprised because I knew I hadn't ordered a book. Well, it turns out I'm not the only one. Well, as the grandstands here at Centennial Field celebrate 100 years, they also welcome this brand new piece of history to celebrate a baseball player with close ties to Burlington. The America East champs are taking on Manhattan College right now, and the Cats are up 4-1 over the Jaspers. Becca Ballant and the Democratic nominee for Vermont's only U.S. House seat. Over the past hour, we've seen a few social media posts that are saying 23-year-old Siren Casey has been found safe and is at home. We cannot confirm that right now. We did reach out to her roommates who have not responded to messages. And as you can hear, another performance getting ready to hit the stage. I'll get out of the way and show you how they're setting up. Well, National Dog Day may have been Friday, but the party, get it, continued yesterday in Essex Junction. Come to Lake Placid to hopefully find themselves on a podium just like this one behind me. We are at a rally VT for Palestine is hosting in support of this resolution. I'm going to get out of the way. The Lake Monsters went into extra innings tied 6-6 this afternoon, but they eventually fell to the Westfield Starfires in a home run derby. But they'll have a chance to catch that first win here tomorrow. Yeah, Alice, Liz, of course, it's pretty dark out, so you can't see the damage. Many people staying in hotels or with family and friends tonight. One of those residents telling me that they're grateful for the people that ran in to help to make sure she wasn't stuck in her apartment and to try and save her pets. A fire breaking out in this South Burlington apartment building Monday afternoon, leaving behind all of this damage and kicking multiple people out of their homes.
We had heavy fire conditions showing from the alpha side of the building, which would be the front side of the building, where the front entry door is.
The South Burlington Fire Department, joined by Burlington, Williston, the Vermont Air National Guard, and UVM Rescue to tame these flames. No one was hurt.
The animals have not been accounted for after secondary search.
Resident Jordan Alderson rushing home to learn 3 of her 4 cats are now missing. Her friend Megan, who lives just around the corner, seen here in this video, rescuing the one cat from inside.
She pushed in the AC thinking that me or somebody else was in there trying to get us out, and she saw him, and apparently she scooped him up, and he just went right with her, and she grabbed him and put him in the car.
The rest of her cats may have been able to get out thanks to a kind stranger who was quick on his feet.
An unknown man, we don't know who, went around back to kind of go lift the sliding glass door and open it to try and save the other cats, because she was saying there were other cats in there.
Alderson and her husband overwhelmed by the support they've received.
I have a bunch of people who have been super supportive and amazing and saying they're going to look out for them.
Hopeful that someone may have seen Juice, Flatty, or Urza so they can reunite their little family. And if you happen to come across one or all of their cats, we do have Jordan's contact information on our website, mynbc5.com. As of right now, we do not know the cause of this fire, but we do know the fire marshal is investigating. A community pitching in.
It affects the kids first and foremost.
After the home plate at the Essex Vermont Town Little League complex was vandalized Tuesday night, leaving parents like Brianna Williams.
My 13-year-old was like, why would somebody do that?
And Christina Lord.
It's really awful to see something like this happen.
Cleaning up the mess that was left behind.
He, couldn't understand why someone would want to do this, and neither do I.
Essex Town Little League President Jason LaRoche thankful for those who have come forward to give their time and their money.
The community has stepped up big time.
There was some damage. These windows will need to be replaced, and they're going through all of their equipment to make sure it still works. But besides a few snacks, nothing was missing to this critical part of their operation.
The concession stand during a season is our biggest revenue. We use that money to go back into the field. We use it to buy new uniforms. We buy new L screens, new batting cages.
The kids showing up to practice Wednesday night, seeing firsthand what teamwork is all about.
We'll rally together, get it fixed up, and we'll have it back ready to go before next season.
You can see it's still raining here in Burlington right now, but I was in the new North End earlier when that storm rolled through. I was sitting in the car and the car was actually shaking, so that kind of just tells you how powerful this thing was at a point in time tonight. But Burlington residents telling me that the brunt of this storm lasted about 30 minutes, but the cost was hours without power and plenty of cleanup left to do.
I sort of thought it was lightning and then a tree.
6-year-old Hayward DeLuca and 11-year-old John Joseph joining their dad Todd to clean up this mess.
There was sheets of rain going.
A strong storm rolling through Burlington Tuesday evening, bringing down a big branch on the roof of their new North End home and another in their front yard.
I was on the porch and the tree was and then on the second time when it came back, it was just and it fell down.
The DeLuca family making it home from a day at Lake Champlain, just in time to watch the storm come through.
All the trees were just waving like crazy, and there are these huge clouds of rain just gusting sideways through the neighborhood.
Luckily, this family didn't lose power, but many just down the street did, like residents along Cayuga Circle, where this tree fell onto some power lines. Families saying the timing couldn't be worse to lose power just less than 24 hours before school starts this year. Plus, it all happened around dinner time, many unable to cook, but neighbors stepping up and offering rides to the store. Back at the DeLuca home.
It just died this year, and we were, just wondering, what are we going to do about this tree branch? And there we go.
Hatchet and saws in hand, it took this dad and son's team no time to break it down.
It's just fun to do it, and it's work because we're really bored because it's been raining.
And Alice, while power has been restored to most people in the area, Green Mountain Power is saying do not go near any down lines. If you do come across any, please give them a call. In Burlington, Carolyn Sistrand, NBC 5 News. Yeah, Brian, Alice, you could barely find an empty seat in the bleachers here at Virtue Field tonight. Lacrosse fans from all across Vermont coming out to try and catch a glimpse of a UVM program first.
We are here to win. Go Cats!
Catamount Country showing up with numbers at Virtue Field on a day that will go down in the record books for the University of Vermont men's lacrosse team. The Cats beating Manhattan College 15-3 to secure their first ever NCAA tournament win and a trip to the second round of postseason action.
The guys had a workmanlike effort. They came ready to go the last 2 days of practice, and they answered the bell today, so I was just really proud of their effort.
Michael McCormick and Thomas McConvey leading the way for the Catamounts, putting up 5 goals apiece.
Our offense was able to draw slides and get the defense moving, and a lot of guys were able to just capitalize off that.
Before this game even got underway, McConvey had the program record for goals in a single season.
We're just playing as a team right now, and I've been the fortunate one to kind of put some more in the net, but it's a team offense, it's a team game.
The loyal fans of Manhattan College made the drive up to Burlington, including Baseball Hall of Famer, New York Yankees pitching legend Mariano Rivera, whose son is a freshman for the Jaspers, and Manhattan's head coach, a former Catamount lacrosse standout himself.
Obviously wish we had pulled it out, but it's a special place in my heart, and it was nice to be back.
Drew Kelleher graduated from UVM in 2009, but this homecoming was not so sweet.
So grateful for everyone that came out.
The UVM lacrosse parents,
let's go Catamounts!
now packing up the Catmobile to hit the road for the long trip south, heading to Maryland this weekend. Yeah, and the Catamounts going to College Park, Maryland to take on the first-ranked Maryland Terrapins. The UVM women are on their way to Chestnut Hill at Boston College to take on Denver on Friday. In Burlington, Carolyn Sistrand, NBC 5 News. "70 years later, Sergeant Howard Belden is home.
Howard deserves this."
The Hague, New York native was missing in action and declared dead during the Korean War. He was 19. His family never knew what happened to him or where he was until they got a phone call last October.
At first, you're like, is this real?
The niece he never met, Jennifer Billings, remembers watching the news when the remains of American soldiers were released by North Korea back in 2018, thinking how great would it be if Howard was one of them. Over 3 years later, they learned he was.
We need the closure. We need to be unified. We need to be a family.
They learned that he was killed in action at the Battle of the Chosin Reservoir around December 1st, 1950. At a ceremony in his hometown on Friday, his heroic actions earning him 2 Purple Hearts, among a long list of other awards and recognitions, getting a hero's welcome home.
I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
Korean War veteran Corporal George Martin, emotional as one of his brothers finally makes it back 7 decades later.
I didn't think it could happen, but I prayed to God it could, and my prayers have been answered.
Sergeant Belden's long journey home will end on May 12th, when he is laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors for giving his life to his country.
He's a hero. He is a hero.
America, my home, sweet home.
In Hague, Carolyn Sistrand, NBC 5 News.